Welcome to another exciting episode of the Maxx Super Awesome Comic Review Show. I am your host, Max, and this is June 11th, also known as New Comic Book Day. This is the Maxx Super Awesome Comic Review Show!
Comic Review Show!
Comic Review Show! June has sprung forth with a spring of new comics.
Woo!
Yay! And we have a special guest for you tonight. That will be later. Yes, we do. They're not quite top 5, but they're definitely worth a note. They are the Noodles, and our first Noodle of the week is Infinity Man and the Forever People issue number 1, written by Dan DiDio and Keith Giffen with art by Scott Koblish. I'm getting to it. It's a build-up. It's the fourth world. It's the only reason that I like superheroes, and this is tampering with it.
That'll go in.
Yeah. Coming in at number 2 on the Noodles, it is 3 Months to Die, Wolverine issue number 8. Really cool because Shang-Chi and the Iron Fist show up to train Wolverine how to be a better martial artist and how to cope with the fact that he is now mortal. Sabretooth has his hands on the ultimate weapon, and so now no longer needs Logan and decides that he's going to kill him outright, so he sends a whole army of hand ninjas after him, which, come on, hand ninjas, foot ninjas.
Disposable.
Next on our list of Noodles, it is Detective Comics issue number 32. Mentioning it mostly to mention that DC has a whole bunch of Bombshells covers coming out this week. We got Batgirl, Detective Comics, Superman and Wonder Woman, Green Lantern Corps, and those are all the ones that I know of. But also because this is Icarus Part 3, ever since the new creative team took over Detective Comics, I've been really enjoying it. It's a breath of fresh air in the Batman universe, and everybody should be reading it. Last on our list of Noodles, part of my favorite ongoing series right now, it is Original Sins, issue number 1 of 5. This is a collection of a couple different stories that give a broader scope to the overall Original Sins. You know, if you weren't quite cool enough to make it into Original Sin, you got put into Original Sins. First on this list, by who we all know as one of my favorite comic book writers, it is Nathan Edmondson writing Deathlock. It was super cool. That's going to be a new series coming out later this summer. There was
I see Dupe, but what do you think his original sin is? What do you think, Dupe?
He loved too fiercely. It's on to the top 5.
Woo!
Coming in at number 5, we have That's Because You're a Robot. Basically, the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of comics. It's about 2 detectives. Well, they're not really detectives, they're beat cops. And then one day, one of them they get told that one of them might be a robot, but they have no way to determine which one it is. And then in a series of...
hilarity ensues.
Yeah, hilarity ensues. There's really no point or object to it. At one point, Frankenstein's throwing a car around, and there's an off-ramp that says Dino Ramp, and... Coming in at number 4 from Image Comics, it is a number 1 called Red City. This one takes place in the far future where the entire solar system has been united under a new government called the NSS.
Espionage.
It's very
really
espionage. Yeah. But there's been some political strife and some conflict, and so they get this sort of washed up, washed out undercover investigator to
Marine
go try and...
recon.
Yeah, he's trying to keep this peace meeting between Neptune and Venus on track and going according to schedule so that there can be peace and unity throughout the galaxy.
I don't think it's gonna work.
At number 3, it is another Image number 1. We are on fire. No, it's Wildfire, issue number 1. I really liked it because I'm a big fan of the whole, Frankenfood versus real food sort of debate.
Your love of Chex Mix.
My love of Chex Mix notwithstanding. Basically, some scientists come up with, new superfoods that go really fast, and they're trying to replenish the Earth's, food supply. Some dandelions break out, they go crazy. Eventually, it's going to lead to Los Angeles being set on fire.
Do you think it's going to be like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes?
Yeah, I don't know if I should take this book really seriously, or if it's wait a minute. Because the last page is dandelions, and you're like, huh? Dandelions is gonna starts the chaos that you see on the first page. I don't get it.
It seems innocent. Anyway.
Yeah.
No end in sight. Part 1 of 3. I see an end.
No end in sight.
Part 1 of 3.
Part 1 of 3.
Definitely an end.
Nope, because it's just gonna sprawl into something even bigger and better. It is the best X-Men book out there. It is Uncanny X-Men Special number 1. This book was ridiculous. Someone is trying to capture Havoc, Alex Summers, but they accidentally capture Cyclops, and sort of hilarity ensues. You're not really sure what's going on.
I'm so over Nova.
Nova hasn't even happened yet. How can you be
Just
over Nova?
In general, his character. I'm done.
On to number one. It's Manifest Destiny issue number 7. The first issue since the first graphic novel came out. It's the start of a new story arc. They have departed from what I believe is the outskirts of St. Louis. They've defeated the Centaur Bullmen, the plant zombies.
It is because the Arch is already there.
Yeah. Was Manifest Destiny our first number 1?
It was our first number 1. Actually, I think Mercenary Sea was our first number 1.
Oh.
No.
That was Manifest Destiny? Yeah. Well, it is back upon the top of the charts because it was awesome. We get to see a whole host of new and terrifying monsters for which Meriwether Lewis and Captain Clark get to fight.
And if you haven't started reading it, you can pick this and the trade paper up.
Right. Or if you're
awesome.
like, I just want to read a single issue and spend $3 and see if I like it, bam, issue 7, new story arc. You don't really need to know that much. It's Lewis and Clark. Come on, you know what they're doing. You went to elementary history. We can't ever go back to Las Cruces. Well, that's going to do it for our top 5. Stay tuned for a quick look at graphic novels, followed by words of the show and our special guest.
It's a cutaway! It's time for a cutaway!
Welcome back from the cutaway. We are here to talk about some new graphic novels that are coming out this week. I have a few...
This book did not come out this week. It debuted a couple weeks ago at the Toronto Comic Art Festival. It's called This One Summer by Jillian and Mariko Tamaki. This is probably one of the best comics about growing up that's ever been written. It's about like life and shitty parents and first crushes and watching horror movies when you're young. And if you've ever grown up, which everyone has, you should read it because it's excellent and the art's really, really, really pretty.
Not me. I was just spawned this awesome.
Maxx is stupid. That's Maxx.
They know who I am.
Whatever.
It's my show.
I don't care.
Absolutely, we have my favorite guest on the show.
Foxy's gonna want to fight. Foxy says those are fighting words.
There's a way cooler Fox about to be here than Foxy, so...
Is that Joe's Fox?
Yep.
That's not true. Joe's Fox is cool. Joe's Fox is great. They would be friends.
Oh, we are here talking to Leigh Luna. That's how you have to say her name. Because she is...
So I sound like Red Robin?
Yep. The illustrator. You are the writer and creator and illustrator of these 3 books here, as well as a few other ones. So let's go down the list and talk about
Those are mine.
your classic, the one that your claim to fame, Clementine Fox.
Is a children-aimed adventure comic, but is totally cool for adults as well. It got picked up in October by Andrews McMeel, who is now my publisher, which is really cool, and I'm very honored to be with them because they publish Calvin and Hobbes, and they're great. Yeah, yay, they're great.
Bam! What is this one with the purple and all the weird symbols on the front?
This one's called Sparkle House.
Sparkle!
It's a little short tribute that I made because I love magical girls. It's incredibly cheesy, and
they ride a giant pink bunny rabbit.
They do.
What's
it's
not to
about
love?
small witches that ride around on a giant bunny and save kindness in the universe.
And this one was really cool, if not a little depressing.
Yeah.
It's called Canning Season.
It's, so I made Clementine
Amazing.
and Sparkle House and then decided to get into a different kind of bracket of work and make some stuff that's a little bit more like real to life and a little bit more emotional, and then this little thing, and now my current work was born.
Which is strange, because I felt that Sparkle House was very reflective of my own life.
As a small witch that rides around on a giant bunny.
Yes.
So glad they know what you do with your free time now.
These are available down here at Astro Zombies. They have like the entire row, top shelf of our indie section, all to themselves, so they're impossible to miss. That's going to do it for this week's episode of the Maxx Super Awesome Comic Review Show. Thank you for staying tuned. We hope that you had as much fun watching it as we did making it. And until next time, stay frosty.
Stay frosty.